All right, guys, so in this video, we're going to be talking about compliance and ethical considerations when it comes to Medicare sales. So Medicare is very different than life insurance because of the fact that it is regulated by the government and the CMS, Center for Medicare Services. And so when you look at Medicare products, you have the two paths of Medicare Advantage plans and original Medicare with a Medigap plan or a Medicare supplement plan, and then a Part D drug program. The only plan that you can sell without going through additional training and certifications, just purely with your health license, is a Medicare supplement plan. Those plans are offered by private insurance companies, and even though they're overseen by the government and they're held to a certain standard of benefits that can be offered, anyone can sell Medicare supplement plans. You can talk to anybody all year round about Medicare supplement plans. Where we have to make sure that we are careful and working in the client's best interest, especially, is with Medicare Advantage plans and Medicare Part D drug plans, because both of these programs are subsidized by the government, meaning when people enroll in these plans, the government gives these insurance companies money. So every person that they bring on, they are given money, not just from the client, but from the government. That's how these plans are able to be so low cost and offer all these different benefits. But with that, the government wants to make sure that we as the sales reps are working in an ethical way and not over-promising or pressuring these seniors. So when dealing with these plans, some of the things that you want to make sure you always do is first clearly communicate to the client what it is that you're talking to them about. So if you're talking to them about a Medicare Advantage plan, you need to make sure that they understand what it is that you're talking to them about, or a prescription drug program. You also need to make sure you're very clear in providing information about their plan and benefits. Don't use language that's obscure, like super preferred or things like that, where you're not being 100% clear on what it is the plan that they're getting, because the plans speak for themselves. They're great programs and the clients will see the value in them on their own. So you have to make sure to clearly communicate with them, and you cannot engage in high pressuring sales. You want to make sure you're always doing what's in the client's best interest and you are just showing them the options that they have. With that, the second thing that you want to do is before every appointment, when you're talking about these plans that are regulated by the state of MAPD plans again and prescription drug plans, you want to make sure that you are getting a scope of appointment form. It's a short form. There's a digital version on Medicare Center that you could text to the client's phone. You can get a PDF version, whatever it may be, but you need to get that scope of appointment form filled out, because that is clearly communicating to the client, hey, this is what we're talking about, and you have it on record that you went over that with the client and they agreed to speak about that with you. And the third thing I wanted to mention is in our system, we're doing a lot of going to people's houses and knocking on their door. You need to make sure that you are leading with final expense. And the only way that you can talk to these clients about Medicare is if in that final expense selling conversation, they want to talk about Medicare. Then that opens up the client as your book of business, and you can get into that with them as well. But you want to make sure you are not leading at the door with, hey, I'm going to get you X amount back from this company, because if something happens where somebody reports you or says, hey, this person's coming to my door, and they report you to Center of Medicare Services, CMS, and they look in, you can lose your entire book of business of Medicare Advantage and prescription drug business if you are caught doing practices that are not right. Now, overall, you're going to have to go through AHIP training and certifications with each of the carriers. They go into much deeper detail as to what is and is not allowed and the specifics of it all. And I will just let that training speak for itself, and you can go through that. But these are just the main three things that I want to cover for our selling purposes and what we're doing in the houses and taking care of these clients and making sure as the same time we're taking care of them, we are also performing our job at a high level and maintaining our book of business in a healthy way. So that's all I have for you for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.